One of the things that I firmly believe is true, even though kids probably can't actually express it, um, is that oftentimes when kids are choosing to purposefully misbehave, one of the things that they're asking in the undercurrent is, do you love me enough to say no? Do you love me enough to give consequences, to say no, to set boundaries? Because as much as they hate it, knowing that there is someone there who's going to protect them and keep them within the confines of these expectations and do something when they don't demonstrates love. And again, it's in a way that developmentally most kids can't come anywhere near expressing, but I firmly believe that that's one of the things that they're really seeking, and that I've had a lot of personal experience having the response to that be deep, deep love and appreciation. I'll share as an example. My husband and I, for 12 years, we did childcare for Celebrate Recovery, which is a 12-step program that's faith-based. And we had a lot of kids who came from families that were rough, and they often parents didn't know how to parent well. They often didn't know how to set those boundaries and to be firm with those boundaries. And so they'd set a boundary and get angry and say no. And then the kid would beg and beg and beg and plead. And then it would be fine, whatever. And the consequence or the boundary or whatever would go away. But when they came to us, we had firm boundaries. And they learned very quickly that we weren't discussing this. Like when we make a decision, it's done. It's not an argument. It's not going to change. You can whine, you can cry, you'll just have less fun because the outcome is going to stay the same. And they, not to toot our horns, but they adored us. Like we would have parents who would come to CR some weeks and they'd say, I wasn't going to come. I was just so tired. But Joey just begged me to come because he wanted to see you. Those kids responded to boundaries in ways that really it's part of why I have such a firm belief that that's what kids are asking is, do you love me? Will you say no, even when it's a huge nuisance to you, and even when it is so hard because I am giving you a massive headache with my tantrum throwing? Will you stick? Will you do it? And so I would say it sounds like you're struggling with the you want the kids to like you. And that's not a bad goal. Like I really like it when my students like me too, but that isn't your main job. But even when you do your main job and make sure that you give those consequences and follow through, it frequently results in kids who don't just like you, they love you, they are dedicated to you, they feel that warmth and that safeness with you that they don't always feel elsewhere. So I just want to encourage you to shift your mindset on that and your framework for how you're interacting with those kids, that it's not about like so much as love and safety, which is hard. It's really hard.